I think we're done with all our cold weather in Texas, and it's time to garden. Last weekend my family and I started gardening, and we planted a salsa garden. We'll have tomatoes, peppers, cilantro, onion, and a little bit of garlic. We haven't had a garden in years, and I think it's such a great way to recharge. I mean, it sounds obvious, but it's a good way to get grounded. You know, you actually have your hands in dirt. I think there are a lot of parallels too that you can draw, like to managing your own energy and creativity with gardening. When something's not thriving and it's sort of taking away and distracting you from the things that are working, cut it off. You know, if you see a plant, it's struggling and it's got maybe one side of it that's like kind of gross and just not doing well, if you cut that part off, everything else just like takes off with that extra energy that it's not wasting on something that's failing. So I think that's always a good reminder. Afterward, we came to the fort. I did some chainsaw carving while they planted a container garden with these containers that I've just had like lying around the fort, collecting junk, you know, not doing any good. While we were here working, we started to hear commotion outside, so we followed the sounds and discovered this parade happening around us. So we followed the parade and ended up in the park next door while there was this big festival happening. Honk, Texas. It's a group of marching bands and creative performer type people who get together and show off, you know, and have a little competition.
Tell me more about how much you want to move out of the city.
I've been threatening to move the fort outside of town for a few years now. Just the parking and craziness and all the people moving to Austin, it's just getting to be a little bit like claustrophobic feeling. There's a lot of challenges that go into carving that the city makes extra challenging. You know, like the size of everything. I can't just like pull up a load of logs and dump it off. Like we have to figure out a way to actually get it back into my carving pit. If I had a place out in the country, I could just get a tractor or something, you know, I could do more by myself probably. But then things like this happen, you know? There's amazing crowd of people like dressed up in costumes on stilts, bands performing and people dancing and like activity. The best part about living in a city is just having the life around you and all of these little surprises. You know, all these cool people doing cool things. It's an inspiring place to be. So I'm gonna have to put up with the traffic a little bit longer, I guess. I don't think I can move away from the city at this point.
Favorite song?